We all have our love language. Some of us like words of affirmation. Some of us like acts of service. Some of us prefer quality time and touch. I guess I'm that way. Being Italian, I'm kind of a touchy-feely kind of guy with non-sexual. I'm not even talking about sex. I'm just talking about just when I love somebody, I want to touch them. You know, smack them on the leg, on the back, give them a hug, kind of thing. And the list goes on. I think there's a book out there called The 5 Love Languages. Check it out. But God has a love language. And his love language is faith. What pleases God is faith. Trusting him. Taking his word. And this phrase is used in a wrong context at times as gospel truth. God said it. That settles it. You've heard it before. And I believe it. And therefore it comes to pass. It shall come to pass. There is no, even though, and of course, Hebrews 11 talks about faith is the substance of the things hoped for and the confidence of the things not seen. So you understand, I don't see it in the natural. I'm not living on La La Land. I'm not saying, well, yeah, there's a vehicle in my driveway. No, there isn't. But faith is the substance of the things that are hoped for, not just frivolously wanted. What is hope? Hope is is birthed by promise. And the promises of God have the God kind of life in them that gives us an anchor of joyful, confident expectation of coming good based on the words of God. You know, human beings promise you, and you kind of have to take it with a pinch of salt. But when God promises you something or declares something, and that's the word confession means, it means to be with the declaration, we believe it. Even though we know it's not there, we know we have confidence. We have joyful, confident expectation of it. And also this phrase is used a lot, manifesting. Not that it'll just supernaturally appear, but God will lead somebody to buy you that car that you know in your spirit it's time for a new car or a second car, or even a desire for it, and you went before the Lord and you prayed about it, and it came out of your spirit. It's a Greek word called RHEMA word, a living word, and that's the word you can bank on. That's the word you can go, okay, the car's not in the driveway yet, but I got joyful, confident expectation from a revelation in my spirit that God is moving on somebody to either give me the money for the car or have bought the car, and then now, which actually happened with us, is someone bought the car for themselves, and as they're driving off, they recognize, Lord, this is not for me, is it? And they paid the car off, and they sowed it to us in faith. And every time we get in the car, we give God all the glory for it, and we thank him for it. Hallelujah. And so, therefore, it did manifest. It didn't just, all of a sudden glow and appear out of thin air. There's some practical steps that take place, but there's super practical unctions that God moves, that you start a chain reaction by faith because it pleases him. That's his love language. I trust you, God. Periodically through the day, just say, I trust you, Lord. I trust you. I trust your word. I trust you're going to lead me and to work into me and to will and to act according to your good purpose and pleasure. And I'm going to fulfill your will from my life, and I'm going to hear, well done, thou good and faithful servant, who's a son who serves. Enter into your master's rest. That's the glorious day that we're going to have for those of us who serve the Lord. So faith pleases God. Believe God, he'll lead you and teach you the difference between your own whimsical desires, fleshy desires, neuroses, and what comes out of your spirit. That is the substance of the things hoped for and the confidence of things not seen. You have faith in that until it materializes in your life. And of course, once it does, you no longer need faith, because faith is a substance of things not seen. I'm seeing it now. I no longer need faith for it.